The tribal chief takes Italy. Roman Reigns off the grid. Roman Reigns turns heads. Roman Reigns seen off air. WWE fans spot Roman Reigns. What if one of the most talked about moments involving Roman Reigns this year didn't happen inside a WWE ring? And what if a simple walk through the streets of Italy revealed something about the tribal chief that fans rarely get the chance to see? When people think of Roman Reigns, they usually picture sold-out arenas, championship gold, dramatic entrances, and thousands of fans raising their fingers in the air to acknowledge their tribal chief. They think about the dominant force who spent years sitting at the very top of WWE. They think about the man who transformed himself from a controversial fan favorite into one of the most respected and influential stars of the modern wrestling era. What they probably don't think about is Roman Reigns casually walking down a street in Italy while WWE cameras are nowhere to be found. Yet somehow, that's exactly the moment that ended up capturing the attention of wrestling fans across social media. And honestly, that's what makes this story so fascinating. Because when the footage first surfaced online, many people didn't expect much from it. It wasn't a leaked storyline. It wasn't a shocking backstage confrontation. It wasn't a surprise return. It wasn't a secret meeting with another superstar. There wasn't even a championship belt involved. It was simply Roman Reigns walking through the streets of Italy after WWE events had wrapped up. That sounds incredibly ordinary. In fact, if someone described the footage to you without mentioning Roman's name, you probably wouldn't think twice about it. A man walking through a city. That's it. No drama. No controversy. No major revelation. No explosive headline. But the second you add Roman Reigns into that equation, everything changes. Because Roman Reigns isn't just another wrestler. At this point in his career, he's become something much bigger than that. He's one of those rare personalities whose presence alone creates interest. Think about it for a moment. There are athletes who need major achievements to stay relevant. There are celebrities who need interviews, movies, or public appearances to generate attention. Then there are people like Roman Reigns, who can create headlines simply by existing in public. And that's exactly what happened here. The footage began circulating among wrestling fans, and almost immediately, people started sharing it. Comments appeared everywhere. Discussions began spreading across social media. Fans who weren't even looking for Roman Reigns content suddenly found themselves watching clips of him walking through Italy. The reaction wasn't really about what he was doing. It was about who he was. That's a very important distinction. Because the truth is, fans don't often get to see Roman in situations like this. For years, WWE has presented him as an almost mythical figure. Whenever Roman appears on television, everything feels larger than life. The lighting changes. The atmosphere changes. The crowd reacts differently. His entrance alone feels like an event. Even people who don't watch wrestling regularly know who Roman Reigns is. That's a level of recognition that very few performers ever achieve. So when footage emerges showing him outside that environment, people become curious. Suddenly, the character disappears for a moment. The presentation disappears. The storyline disappears. The championship politics disappear. And fans get a brief glimpse of the person behind the superstar. That's where the real fascination begins. Now, let's be honest for a second. Wrestling fans are naturally curious people. These are the same fans who will spend 3 hours analyzing a 30-second backstage segment. These are the same people who can turn a random social media post into a conspiracy theory involving 6 different wrestlers, 3 future title matches, and at least one surprise return. You know it's true. A wrestler could post a picture of a sandwich online and somehow wrestling fans would convince themselves it's teasing a WrestleMania main event. So when Roman Reigns appears in public and somebody captures footage of it, fans are naturally going to pay attention. But there was something different about this particular moment. The footage didn't feel staged. It didn't feel like a publicity event. It didn't feel like a carefully planned promotional appearance. Instead, it felt natural. And sometimes natural moments are the most interesting ones. Because they reveal things that polished television segments can't. Watching Roman walk through Italy gave fans a chance to observe something they rarely see. Confidence. Not the confidence of a wrestling character. Not the confidence of somebody delivering a scripted promo. Not the confidence of someone performing in front of thousands of people. Real confidence. The kind that exists when nobody expects anything from you. The kind that doesn't require a microphone. The kind that doesn't need entrance music playing in the background. And that's something many fans immediately noticed. Roman looked comfortable. Relaxed. Composed. Completely at ease. It almost felt like he carried the same presence outside WWE that he carries inside WWE. Which is honestly kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Most people become less intimidating when they're off work. Roman somehow manages to look like he's about to headline a premium live event while taking a casual walk. That's a rare quality. And judging by the online reaction, fans noticed it too. If you're enjoying this story so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps, and it lets us keep bringing you more wrestling stories, backstage moments, and fan discussions like this one. What's particularly interesting is how much Roman's relationship with fans has evolved over the years. Because believe it or not, there was a time when reactions to Roman Reigns were completely different. Longtime WWE fans remember those years very well. Every arena felt divided. One side of the crowd cheered. The other side booed. Sometimes it felt like people couldn't decide what they wanted. Roman was constantly at the center of debates. Was he being pushed too hard? Was he ready for the spotlight? Should someone else have been in his position? The discussions never seemed to end. Yet through all of it, Roman kept moving forward. He kept improving. He kept adapting. And eventually, he transformed himself into something entirely different. The tribal chief character changed everything. Suddenly, fans weren't questioning whether Roman belonged at the top. Instead, they were watching one of the most compelling character evolutions WWE had produced in years. That's why moments like this carry so much weight today. They're not just about Roman Reigns the wrestler. They're about Roman Reigns the phenomenon. And yes, that sounds dramatic. But look at the evidence. How many wrestlers could generate this level of discussion from a simple off-camera video? Not many. Very few, actually. That's why the footage spread so quickly. People weren't searching for excitement in the clip itself. They were searching for insight. They wanted to see how Roman behaves when the show is over. They wanted to see what he's like away from the spotlight. They wanted a glimpse of the person behind the character. And when they got it, they couldn't stop talking about it. Some fans focused on how calm he looked. Others talked about how much attention he attracted from people around him.